Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt like there just aren't enough hours in the day? Like you're constantly playing catch-up, rushing from one task to the next, and never really getting ahead? I was right there with you. For years, I felt like I was drowning in to-do lists, deadlines, and responsibilities, with no time left for the things that truly mattered to me. That all changed when I decided to try something radical for just 30 days. I started waking up 1 hour earlier, and let me tell you, that single hour completely transformed my productivity, my mindset, and my entire life. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happened during those 30 days, the science behind why this works, and how you can implement this simple change to reclaim your time and supercharge your productivity. Let's start with why I even considered this experiment in the first place. Like many of you, I was working a demanding job, trying to maintain some semblance of a social life, and squeezing in personal projects whenever I could find a spare moment. My evenings were spent exhausted, scrolling through my phone or watching TV, telling myself I'd get to my important tasks tomorrow. But tomorrow always felt just as chaotic. I realized I was giving my best energy and focus to my job during the day, and by the time I got home, I had nothing left for my own goals. That's when I read about the concept of the golden hour. That first hour of your day when your mind is fresh, your willpower is at its peak, and the world is still quiet. I decided to claim that hour for myself. Day one was rough. I won't lie to you. My alarm went off at 5:30 instead of 6:30, and every cell in my body screamed at me to hit snooze. But I dragged myself out of bed, made a cup of coffee, and sat at my desk with no real plan. I spent that hour checking emails and social media, which honestly felt like a waste. I realized quickly that just waking up early wasn't the magic bullet. I needed a purpose for that hour. So by day 3, I created a simple morning ritual. I would spend the first 20 minutes on a personal passion project, the next 20 on planning my day, and the final 20 on light exercise or meditation. This structure made all the difference. Now, let's talk about the science, because this isn't just about willpower. Our brains operate differently in the morning. Cortisol, a hormone linked to alertness and focus, peaks shortly after we wake up. That means your cognitive function is literally at its best in those first few hours. Furthermore, research in willpower and decision-making shows that our self-control is a finite resource that depletes throughout the day. By tackling your most important, challenging tasks first thing, you're using your peak mental state on what matters most to you, not what's most urgent for someone else. By the end of the first week, I started noticing subtle shifts. I felt less rushed in the morning. I wasn't scrambling to get out the door. That sense of calm carried into my workday. I was more focused during meetings because I had already accomplished something meaningful for myself. The biggest psychological shift was a growing sense of control. I was no longer reacting to my day, I was proactively designing it from the moment I woke up. Week 2 brought the first major productivity win. That personal project I was working on in the mornings, a small online course I'd been putting off for months, was suddenly halfway complete. In just 7 hours of focused morning work, I had made more progress than in the previous 7 months of sporadic evening attempts. This is the power of consistency. 1 hour doesn't seem like much, but over a week, that's 5 extra hours. Over a month, that's over 20 hours. That's a part-time job's worth of time dedicated solely to your growth. The third week is where the habit truly solidified. Waking up early stopped feeling like a chore and started feeling like a gift. I began to cherish that quiet, uninterrupted time. My evenings transformed too. Because I had already done my deep work, I could actually relax. I read books, connected with friends, and went to bed at a reasonable hour, which of course made waking up early easier. It created this beautiful, self-reinforcing cycle of productivity and rest. As the 30-day mark approached, I took stock. I had finished my online course. I had read 2 books. My work performance had improved because I was less stressed and more organized. But the most valuable outcome wasn't a checked-off list. It was the mindset. I no longer felt like a victim of my schedule. I felt like the architect of my time. Let me give you a quick real-life example. My friend Sarah, a graphic designer, was struggling to build her freelance portfolio while working full-time. She felt creatively drained after work. She started the 1 hour early challenge, using that time solely for her passion projects. In 30 days, she created 3 stunning portfolio pieces that landed her 2 new clients. That single hour of focused creative work changed her career trajectory. So, how can you start? First, Don't try to jump straight to a 5 a.m. wake-up call. Start by setting your alarm just 15 minutes earlier for a week. Use that time for one specific, meaningful activity. Protect that time fiercely. Prepare for it the night before. Lay out your clothes, set up your coffee maker, know exactly what you'll do. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Some mornings will be hard. The goal is progress, not perfection. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Comment below and tell me, what's the one project or goal you would dedicate your golden hour to if you started tomorrow? Your answer might just be the motivation someone else needs. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Share it with a friend who's always saying they're too busy. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video on building sustainable habits. Remember, you don't find time, you make it. See you in the next one.